They say it follows a ship rigged with black sails. They'll destroy anyone who stands in between them and their hunt for gold. Have mercy on your soul if you ever run into these buccaneers. Run them down to David Jones' locker.
Yeah, this the home of the Bucs.
Home of the Bucs.
Fall them cannons. Watch how my city turn up. We gotta do something. There's levels to this. We got love it with us. They tell me we finally got it. I feel like we did it. And love it, we
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Bucnblake Sports live on BucsReport.com, giving you my flavor on Friday. And happy Friday, everyone. If you're at work, about to get off, etc., etc., happy to you. Get off, get yourself a nice cold one, or get home, relax, and get yourself nice to eat. And while you're doing that, you can tune in to me because you know I'm here every Monday and Friday. Friday doing the post-game fan reaction stuff, and Friday doing the pre-game to the opponent. Had a bye week. I needed it, doing all this media content and all that stuff, constantly updating and all that. So I'm just glad to be back here after a day off and coming back to you guys doing what we do. But first, let's get into all the other shows that you can check out, find live here on BucsReport.com. You can find all these other podcasts here. Cannon Fire Podcast, Buck Ball Podcast, Real Bucs Talk, the Red Flag Podcast, Buck What You Heard, Fantasy and Flavors, the Sports Web, Thursday Night Live with Charles Richardson. And you can find all of those here on BucsReport.com, Bucs Report on Facebook, and you can find me on any of my social media sites as it shows on the bottom. I do like my Vanna White. You can follow me on social media, Bucnblake, Twitter, Bucnblake Sports, Facebook.com, Bucnblake on IG, and my email, bucnblakesports@gmail.com. If you email me or anything, you got videos or a topic or something you want to talk about, I'll be more than happy to play it and share your stuff on there and share your stories and get your voice heard out here, as we are very fan friendly here, unless I got stuff to come out. Sometimes I neglect you guys. Also, make sure on your little handy dandy smartphones, I will be sending you live during the broadcast topics of discussion, little polls and stuff on what you think on certain topics as we're talking here. And it'll pop up on the bottom of your phone there, and you just click what you think it is, etc., etc. But first, before we get into all of our talks, before we get into Titans defense, Titans offense, Byron Leftwich, Todd Bowles, even Derrick Henry we'll hear from, and Madden 20 predictions with us, and we'll see how close Madden predictions were to my prediction. You'll be interested to see it. Even I was. But first, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Check it out.
At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life on the beach. Stunning Panama City Beach and one of the most beautiful properties on the Gulf Coast, Shores of Panama. Radiant, elegant, and spectacular. Steps away from white sugar sand, every room overlooks the turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. Come in for your tour today. Life's a Beach Realty is your gateway to Shores of Panama, the shores, and a whole lot more. At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life.
Yep, make sure to check it out at Life's a Beach Realty. Call the number there or contact one of us here, and we can get somebody in contact with you here. They are a sponsor here with Bucsreport.com. Make sure you guys check them out. When you get a free time, you're with the wife or whatever, and you guys want to go out and see somewhere nice. There's always a happy wife, happy life. That's what they say, right? All right, so as I promised, we're going to get into the tapes. We'll do that later, but let's hear from Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles always, straight to the point when he talks. Byron is very elongated when he talks. So let's get to Byron. Also, what's going on, Russ Lawson? Welcome to the chat. Vernon Swango, Felipe, of course, and all the other fans that are tuning in from all over. Make sure you leave your comments and everything, and let's hear from Byron Leftwich. Check it out.
We hadn't had a chance to talk, and I don't want to spend too much time on what happened in London, but with respect to turnovers, and we've said this before, they all have a story, but did you see a potential of a game like that coming with Jameis, and how do you like reset now?
I don't know if you ever foresee that, right? I don't know if that's something that you can really foresee. It happened, regardless of the issues and the reasons why. Just like you said, we'll learn from it. We'll get better from it. We got to move on and try to find a way to win this game. Bless you.
As a quarterback in this league, maybe not having that type of game, but what's your best advice to give him to move forward?
You just go to the next opponent. All you got to do is cut the tape on for the next team. And trust me, as good as this team is playing right now, especially on the defensive side of the football, you forget about the team you just played. And that's going to be every week for him, for us. In general, we got to have the idea that no matter what, we're going to prepare our butts off for the week. Once that game happens, we'll move on to the next opponent. That's all you can really do in this league.
He's been pretty good in his career of bouncing back well and not stringing together bad games. Is there a reason you see for that beyond being able to just move on the way he does?
I don't know, because I'm just the only body of work I can really judge is really this year. So we just got to just continue getting better as a whole. We'll work on the things. We'll get better at, some of those turnovers are extremely fixable. So we'll fix them and we'll get better. He'll play better.
Bruce told us earlier this week that you guys spend a lot of time on the bye, obviously self-scouting. On the offensive side, he's mentioned, moving guys around and making some changes, obviously without giving stuff away. What are some of those things that you guys discovered looking at yourselves over the last week that you can fix?
Well, I won't get into really details. I won't tell everybody about our self-scout, but it is things we can get better at. You look at it as things that we're doing extremely well. So you look at both. You try to do more of the things that you're doing well and try to get better at the things that maybe you're not doing so well. But it's constant. It's constant. It's always good to have that bye week to give you a good opportunity to self-scout and really look at yourself, because you don't really have that time really during the week when you got games week in and week out. So it was good for us, good time for us to really look at ourselves and watch ourselves and see where we can really get better and improve as a football team.
You mentioned the Titans are obviously very tough on defense. What are some of the specifics you've already seen on film that you guys are going to have to contend with this week?
I mean, they're a physical team. They're well coached, and these guys come ready to play every day. So we understand what we're up against, and it's a challenge on Sunday, a challenge that we'll accept.
Not too many years ago, you were a first-round pick of the Jaguars and the franchise guy, and they were building around you, and you had success. But there came a time when they decided to go a different direction. As a quarterback, as a guy that's immediately that spotlight, you're sort of the savior, you're the next dude. How do you handle sort of every day is a referendum on whether I'm going to be here next year,
I mean, you got to handle it the same, to be honest with you. I mean, his Monday got to be the same after the Rams game and after the Panthers game. His Mondays can never change. You know, that's just this league, right? This thing could get hot, cold on you very quick. Just look around the league, right? You know, and that's just the way the league go. And no matter what's happening, it's going to get judged. So there's no reason to even worry about that. You know, it's time to just focus on the game, focus on your team, focus on the building, focus on execution, and not just the quarterback, just everyone. Just focus on what we need to do to be able to execute week in and week out. If you do that, if your mindset allows you to do that, you'll never hear the noise. You'll always be able to focus and to understand what the agenda is and what we need to do from a week in, week out basis.
Is there, in this offense, I mean, we see you guys go a lot of, you know, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 back, you know, that sort of set, and the 3rd wide receiver is important, and Chris is in the slot. Are you able, and you started again, I think you started again, are you able to just say, you know what, if you decided this, Cameron Brate's one of our best pass catchers, O.J. Howard's one of our best, we're going to go with 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. Like what, or does the defense kind of like dictate that sometimes?
Well, it all depends on who you're playing, right? You want to put yourself in the matchup. You want to have the better matchup. So personnel is going to always be according to really who you're playing. Now, there's a part of it, there's an element of our offense where the opponent don't really matter, right? Yeah. It don't matter. We got to go out and execute. We got to go out with who we got on the field and we execute. Yeah. There's a lot of times where those two are on the field together. We're really a 11, 12, 13 personnel package. So, you know,
and that's just your identity, and that's what you're gonna.
Yeah, and that's what we are. You know, that's what we are. I think that's what we do the best. So we'll just continue putting these guys in position, but we'll have awareness of where everybody is. Like I said, I don't create anything without the awareness of where certain guys are.
Chris Godwin's on pace to catch 100 balls, 1,600 yards. The first 6 games, are you surprised teams haven't done more to take him away?
No, teams are playing defense. They're playing what they feel as though is best. And the good thing is when you have Mike Evans on the field, it limits what they can and cannot do. And it's tough anytime you got 2 guys the way that we have 2 guys that can make the plays on the football the way that these guys make the plays on the football. So I'm not shocked with nothing. Guys, week in and week out, every team tries to do the best thing for their team and try to put their team in the best position to win. So that's how I really see it from that standpoint. We just got to make the play. Someone's getting doubled, the other guys got to make the play, not just Chris and Mike, but everybody else that's on the grass.
Why does that slot receiver create so many opportunities? Is it he's got a 2-way go? It's harder to cloud cover him? Like what is it about that opportunity to catch balls in that position? And it's always been that way in your offense.
Yes, and it's who we have in that position too. You know, I mean, I don't want to make it all really about the offense because your offense is really predicated on your personnel, really. So we just have a guy that can play the slot, can play outside, and can really make plays in there and outside the numbers to give you opportunities to do a lot of things that some teams probably can't do, especially when Chris being so big. He's such a big guy, able to move the way he moves. He allows you to do a lot of different things.
You've gotten good success out of Evans and Godwin, but the 3rd through 6th receiver probably haven't had the production you might want. What does Amara Darboh bring as he joins that group now?
Well, he brings a guy. He's been working his tail off since he's been here. I tell you guys all the time, I don't care how guys become on this team, how they get on this football team. As long as they put their hand in the plow and be willing to help us win football games, that's all you can ask. And that's what he's done since he's been here the past couple of weeks. He's practiced extremely well, and he'll have his hand in the plow to help us if need be.
You guys have given up quite a few sacks over the last couple of games. How much of a responsibility do you feel like you have to mitigate some of those struggles with the way you call plays and the types of passes that you call?
Well, I always said it was always my responsibility first and foremost, to put our guys in the best position for negative plays not to happen. The sack is always a negative play. The sack is always a play that you try to get rid of as quick as possible because what it does to your team. Sacks normally always put you in 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations, and that's not a recipe for having success, especially in this league, the way the guys rush the passer. So we'll correct these things. We'll keep getting better at it and try to limit those negative plays.
Welcome back. I told you, Leftwich is real elongated. He is really trying to get himself prepared to be a head coach in this league, and I think he answers questions correctly, answers direct, as he should. Doesn't lead anything on and says how he feels in there, and doesn't really feel intimidated or anything like that, which is really promising as far as it comes as a head coach. You look at him, believe what he's saying, what he's telling you, and believe in it. Not like Dirk Cutter came here and you didn't believe a word that came out of his mouth. Again, if you're just tuning in, welcome to BucsReport.com, Bucnblake Sports on BucsReport.com. Here every Monday and Friday around 3-4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are here doing the Titan pregame talk, and we're going to talk Titans offense and defense, what's going on. Going to hear from Derrick Henry and also Todd Bowles. If you look at your smartphone, if you're looking at it, you probably got sent a poll. And the question is, who should get more playing time? Should it be Ronald Jones, Peyton Barber, or Dare Ogunbowale? Please click one of those, and we'll see the results later on, or at least I will. See what you guys think. Let me get some of you guys' questions down here. I don't want to neglect you guys on this first topic we're talking about coming out here to the Titans game. I expect the Titans to air it out on us, and I expect them to run the ball heavy. Mike Vrabel is an old school kind of coach. He's going to run the ball and then try to set up the pass with the run. I think that's what's going to happen in this game against them. And, of course, we're going to do our part to stop the run. I've always been a huge Derrick Henry fan since he was a freshman at Alabama. I told everybody he would win the Heisman, and lo and behold, he made me a believer. Well, not a believer. He made what I said true. He won the Heisman, and they won a national title because he was a very patient runner as for a man his size. A little different than Brandon Jacobs. Just to let you know, same size kind of. I'm going to get to you guys' conversations now. Ari says, do you think we can beat Moses? Beat Tennessee? Of course. We can beat anybody you line up again if you execute your game plan and you don't make mistakes and make them make mistakes. It sounds easy. You say that recipe every week, but that's what happens in this league. Vernon, what's up, Blake Anthony? What's going on, Vernon? Yes, we're going to beat the Titans. I think you answered that for me. Can Leftwich suit up and play quarterback? Anybody can. Can he still still take those hits and get up in the morning and kiss your wife and play with the kids? Welcome to the show, D. Cedric Franklin. How can we use Rojo more, and why haven't we used him more? When you get down in games, you tend to give up the run game, and that's not what we're good at because we can't pass block when we need to pass block. So you have to get Rojo involved, and you can still get him involved in the pass game. You got to throw the backs the ball and stuff like that and figure out ways to do that. This Jameis got to make some hot reads and stuff like that. See what kind of audibles he calls his zero when he feels pressure coming and all that. I mean, it's all a situation thing that you just don't come out and run a play and it works because the defense is going to try to counter react or whatever they think you're going to run. And it's a chess game in football. It's not just line up and the play works and that's what happens. Look at packages and things like that. But yes, I would like to see Rojo get more reps to answer your question. The key to the game is tight ends. I think the key to the game is whoever gets open or whatever mismatch you have in the game. That's where you go to all game and take advantage of it. That's what I think. Todd Simpson, welcome. He gonna be a head coach in the future. Yeah, I was saying that early. Anthony Torres, welcome to the show. Ari Leftwich is about as ready as Bengals head coach. I get what you're saying. The Bengals, they just need some work, man. You swapped head coaches, so culture changes there, and usually stuff like that happens. I said that before with the Cincinnati Bengals. I know they kept getting early exited in playoff games, but I don't remember all of them was it due to coaching or the players just not performing and executing. I mean, the coach can rally the right plan. If the players don't execute, it's not on him, essentially. But I said if they got rid of the head coach or Andy Dalton, they could go back to, winning 3 games a year versus winning a division and being in the playoffs every year. So, I mean, I'm sure the fans will take any playoff appearance over 5 wins. So, I mean, pick your poison. That doesn't look like what's going to happen here. Bengals are going back down in the toilet of the division. And that's what it is. At least they're making the playoffs. Hopefully for us, we can make the right adjustments coming in these next few years because drafting is going to be very key and important. And I think we need to take a page out of John Lynch's book and start investing in the trenches. D, what's going on? Got to hit Tannehill early and often. Yes, always D. at any game. You got to believe to hit the quarterbacks early and often. And it's easier said than done, especially for us, since we've had success early on with pass rushing, but it's only come from one individual when you're only having 13 sacks and 9 of them were coming from Shaq Barrett. So that, like I said before, who ain't Shaq, it ain't nothing. Somebody else is going to have to produce. They've blitzed, et cetera, and either one or the other happens. The pressure doesn't get to them, or when the pressure does get to them, the DBs aren't holding their coverage long enough for the pressure to take effect, and the quarterback is making a great throw because he's comfortable in the pocket to do so. And the other end, vice versa to Jameis Winston, receivers having the ability to get open sometimes and not having the time to sit your feet and make an accurate throw, and or having time to throw and the receivers not getting open. So I mean, it's literally in this league is a window of opportunity, and honestly, in my opinion, I'm glad the Titan game is coming up. It's just I'm tired of reading all the negativity of all this past week, and that's all people have been festering on for so long. I've said before, I just thinking Bucs fans, some of them they get excited when things go wrong and stuff like that than when we win. Because I don't see these groups and these radio shows blow up after a win like if you do after a loss. Maybe they can change my mind. Maybe. But yeah, I'm just glad to get another game going. With Jameis Winston, let's talk about that a little bit. Everybody talks about this moving on from Jameis Winston after the game because that's the last thing in their mind. I don't believe that Bruce Arians has came out of retirement to coach Ryan Griffin. I don't think that was ever the plan. I don't think that was never the plan. So if you're saying it just to say it, then you can, but I don't know if you really truly believe that or not. Will they possibly shop the areas of another quarterback? It's possible. I don't believe that they're not. They got a business to run, an organization to run, so why wouldn't they? If they don't believe Ryan Griffin is the true backup or whatever future for this team, et cetera, or whatever. Any team would explore their options in any situation. If I believe Arians will play the best player, and I believe if Winston struggles like that more often, have more bad games than good, I would imagine so with his expertise and the way he is. He's not going to let this team suffer if the guy, a quarterback, is not the one that's going to put us in the best position in the game. I do believe that. But I'm definitely not rooting for any of that. I would like to keep the quarterback we have. I would like not to spend more picks at the quarterback position when we have way more issues glaring than anywhere else. I know I said before I was kind of on, moving on with O.J. Howard, but I've kind of changed my mind to keep him. We did pick him at 19. We haven't really given him the opportunities over the past 2 seasons, and plus he's been injured. I believe Arians will try to figure out some more ways to get it to him. I know screens have been working, but OJ's got to help himself sometimes when he gets in these one-on-ones and start bodying people, which I know he can do. But I guess it's just getting more opportunities and getting more comfortable with it. I guess some guys just get off faster than others. Like Tanner Hudson, it looked like he never missed a beat. He came right in here in the preseason and act like he's been doing it for a while. I mean, it's just, I'm not knocking on O.J. Howard, but not at all. I just think I think it's getting comfortable, getting your feet wet a little bit, just sweating those legs getting loose, Before we go into Todd Bowles, let me check you guys' conversation down here. These chat box, y'all are going off. I know you guys probably saw the poll. Please go ahead and vote. There'll be some more on while the show's going. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Bucnblake Sports live on BucsReport.com. Check out BucsReport.com on Facebook, 63K following. Check out my website at BucnblakeSports.com, our Facebook, Bucnblake Sports, and any of my social media sites, as you see at the bottom. And I will give you my predictions later when I give you my EA Sports prediction on Madden 20. Yes, you asked me, did I play Madden 20? Yes, I told you I would do a prediction every week for the games for Madden, and here it is. I told you I would do it. So let's hear from Todd Bowles before we move into our next discussions as we talked about the offense. Speaking of offense, before I go into the defense and Todd Bowles, why don't we put O.J. Howard at the third wide receiver spot. Why not? Pit break, Tanner Hudson in the game. If nobody else can get the job done, Scotty Miller's not ready yet. Put OJ in there, at the third wide receiver spot and run it and see what you can do. Check out see how they play that, on defense and stuff. I don't know, maybe explore it a little bit more. I'm not the head coach of Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not there 24/7 to see what's going on, but I know that's not going to happen this week because O.J. Howard's going to be out. But I'm looking forward to seeing Cameron Brate, Tanner Hudson get some reps this week and hopefully get this offense moving. I don't care who does it. I just care that the job gets done. I don't care. So, yeah, I'm interested to see that. Here's Todd Bowles.
Don't you have this sort of unusual juxtaposition of being the best defense in the NFL against the run, under 70 yards of carry against some of the top backs in the league, and last against the pass at 305 yards? Just from your perspective, what has caused such a disparity of defense?
I mean, when you stop the run that quick, you're going to get more passes. Before last week, we had about 50 to 60 plus more passes than anybody in the league. So that's part of it. The other part, we got to continue to communicate, and we got to make more plays when they throw it that much. Mind the yardage going up as long as you get the turnovers. We had some things to correct in the bye week that we practiced and we went over and talked about. So hopefully the second part of the season, those things get corrected and we go from there.
How do you get a change of quarterback with Tannehill taking over? How much does that help you that it's somebody you've seen twice a year for the last 4 years?
I mean, I've played against Mariota last year as well, so it doesn't help or hurt. You're playing against all 11, so one guy doesn't hurt. They may do one or the other things different than each other, but for the most part, they got a heck of a team over there. They got a big old line in the back, and they got huge receivers as well as Humphrey. So, you got to play against the team, and you can't just focus in on the quarterback, so it doesn't really help any.
We got to see an extended, Devin White hadn't played quite a while because of his injuries, and he certainly makes some splash plays. But what was your assessment of sort of how he was getting back?
I thought he played fast. He's still getting the rust off a little bit. At least he was when he came out there last week. But he's a lot more comfortable now, and he's playing more to his speed. So we just look for him to get better and better.
With the secondary struggling so much throughout the season, are you still waiting for somebody to step up in that unit, become a leader, a vocal voice to kind of get them to step up?
Well, they're vocal and they step up. They make plays. They can't play 50 good plays and then have 6 or 7 bad ones. We got to correct those type of plays, and we got to play a solid game throughout. It's not so much as they're playing bad, but then there's about 4 or 5 plays a game that can make a defensive backfield look pretty bad. So we got to correct those things, and it comes as a group and as a coaching staff. It just doesn't come as one person stepping up.
You guys kind of lost Mike Edwards real late in that last practice before the London game. Do you expect him back, and how much does that help you to have him back?
We'll continue to monitor him. He's running around out there, and we'll see how he feels, and we'll play it by ear. But Adam stepped in and did a decent job but when he came in there, so we got some decent backup safeties to play.
We've seen defenses kind of at the midseason point and maybe even later into the season when they're in a new scheme that they've been learning, kind of have that game where everything clicks and that switch flips and they become kind of a different unit. Do you kind of foresee that type of development happening where soon in the next few weeks everything starts to come together?
We want it to happen as fast as possible. Hopefully with the communication and the week off, we clean up some of the things that we had to clean up, and we can stop the run and the pass. So that's what the goal is.
What's happened? I hate to single out a guy, I'm going to, but we saw Vernon make some plays early in the year, and now it seems like he's on the other end of it. See anything in particular? Is it other guys' communications causing that, or is he trying to cover up?
No, he's got to make some plays. He's made some, and then you can find a DB once or twice, and it's a bad game. You got to cut out the 1 or 2 bad plays. Vernon's a tough player, and he's a smart player. So we go back to basics and get back to the fundamentals as far as the communication with the secondary, and he'll be okay.
Did you anticipate, or did you contemplate any lineup changes in terms of personnel, especially in the back end for during the bye week? Or?
No, not right now. We looked at everything, and our thing is more of just playing as a unit and not giving up the 4 or 5 bad plays that we give up.
How will you know, I guess, what Jason Pierre-Paul's capable of if he goes on Sunday? He's a guy who's used to playing 80-90% of the snaps, but obviously he's coming back from a long break.
Well, I'm just happy he's back. Anytime you're in that type of accident and you come back healthy, you're happy to see him out there running around. He gives us energy in practice right now, and it's in the early stages. So as we continue to monitor him in practice each day, we'll go from there.
Teams are no surprise paying a lot of attention to Shaq Barrett after his 9 sacks in 4 games. So what it's next level for him, I guess. What does he have to do now to try to counter and work his way through that traffic?
Well, he can't get frustrated. We understand they're going to chip him and turn to him sometimes. It's up to us as coaches to move him around and get him some one-on-ones and create the best matchups we think we have for him. And it's up to the other guys to help as well, getting to the passer. If they're going to try to double him, we got to have somebody else step up as well.
You obviously enjoyed having a guy like Barrett who had such a strong start. You've got tough run defense in the middle with Sue and Vita. How much does it mean as a coordinator when you're able to, even with all that, get a guy like Jason back at this point in the season and what he brings as both a leader and a player?
It's always great when you get a great player back, back in your defense, because you don't want to go the whole season without missing people in the lineup. But everybody that's played has been great. But to have him out there running around right now just energizes everybody else. So hopefully he continues to grow and get better, and then we'll go from there.
Do you see Tua really coming into his own, just sort of some of the plays and how he's able to move piles and penetrate and do some of the things he's did in the last few weeks?
Vita?
Vita, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm in a Polynesian mode.
Gotcha. Vita's been playing well. I like the way he's learning from the mental part of the game. Physically, we know he's fine. He's using his hands a lot more. He's being very stout when we move him across the ball. The assignments are coming easier to him, and he's playing faster, so we just look for him to continue to play in the backfield.
Todd Bowles, love that man. The way he just comes out and gives his flavor. You know what I mean? Just comes out, has fun with a straightforward answer, no elongated, no playing around. Like, again, another guy I believe when he says stuff out of his mouth, I believe it. So, again, if you're just tuning in to the show, this is Bucnblake Sports live on BucsReport.com. Friday edition, going to the Titans before we go into battle. I was supposed to be at this game here, but I had some things come up where I couldn't make it. I will be in Jacksonville, though, for that game, so that'll be fun. You just got some video down there of all the Buccaneers fans, Buckaholics all over. Where you at? Stand up if you're in there, Buckaholics. And everybody else, diehard Bucs fans and all these other great chat groups and Buccaneers fans all over, sharing their love of their team with each other and forgetting, the days, football's supposed to be something you forget about, all the stuff that you hard work, all week when you're working, you get football and get away from it and let your emotions out and let everything go. That's what it's supposed to be like. It's the reason why I love sports. That's the reason why I love being around other fans and stuff. Just none of this crying and stuff, all that. Doesn't make it fun hearing that all the time. Yes, you want to win. Yes, their team needs to do things. Yes, I understand that. But don't forget what it's all about. And appreciate the fact that we got football around. It's coming into almost midway in the season already. So, I appreciate all the games, watching stuff, falling asleep, watching videotape, getting this stuff out to you guys, trying to know as much as I can and answer questions for you guys. So I try to do what I can when I can. So don't be hesitant to reach out to us. I have a link on the Facebook stream on Bucs Report Live on my page as well. You can click on there if you want to get on the show. I can add you on here. We can go to commercial break, and I can add you and let her hear from our sponsor, Life of Beach Realty. And we can get you on here if you want to do so. I will have a call-in feature here probably Monday for the next time we see each other. You guys can call in as well. And I'll be at the fan reaction, so please be nice when you do that. Don't come on there with bad language and all that stuff. Remember, there's kids. There's kids around here. Todd Bowles talking about the defense, Vernon. So there's a lot he was making plays earlier, and then you have one or two bad plays, and people think that you have a bad game. He's right. And that's the only thing people remember, especially if it was a touchdown pass or stuff like that. Or, I see people get upset in a game where somebody gives up the catch. There's nobody in this league that's just going to stop everybody unless it's a collective effort. You're actually running your scheme to stop somebody like Mike Evans. What game was that where he didn't have a catch? It's slipping my mind at this moment. Where Mike Evans didn't have a catch in the game. They game planned for that and executed it well. Unless stuff like that happens, it's just hard to stop anybody from catching passes in the league with penalties and all that type of stuff going on around here. So let me look at the chat group again real quick and see what you guys got going on down here. Arians and Leftwich love him some Perriman. Well, he's your speed receiver, and he kind of changes the defense a little bit. If you don't have any vertical threat, then the defense is forced to not stretch out the defense and open up underneath lanes. Therefore, Winston is forced to throw into tight windows. And you saw Leftwich say in his interview as well that, well, it's a collective thing. It's a cog system. And what I mean by a cog system means when one cog doesn't work, it holds up the other ones, and he has to do more work than he should have because the other parts aren't coming into it. And that's why I say over and over, Winston, if you ever hear me talk, you're gonna hear me advocate this point. You gotta be selfish. Be selfish. I know you're a team guy and you're a great guy and all that stuff like that. You gotta be selfish. And what I mean by being selfish is when somebody misses a block and you're forced to scramble for your life and you don't have time to look downfield, throw it at a receiver or running back's feet, throw it out of bounds, and then let the coaches and all that deal with whoever messed up on that play. If a receiver runs a wrong route, they don't get open, throw it away, or run for the 2 yards or whatever it is. At this point, just everybody wants to find reasons to blame you for everything, and I'm speaking to James Winston. And I get that. Quarterback gets the praise sometimes and gets to all the fall when it's not warranted. So do like Aaron Rodgers and everybody else. If it's not there, be selfish. I ain't saying do like Aaron Rodgers. I lost a lot of respect for him at the end of his old reign with his old head coach when you come to the sidelines and saying great effing play and all that type of stuff. It's whatever. The kinks will work itself out. The guys that watch videotape and stuff like that, they'll see that a play broke down and it wasn't because of your reads or whatever it is. Just you got to be selfish, man. At this point, I mean, it's as much as you want to say team, and that aspect when you go from the collegiate level, high school and all that, even the collegiate level, you're still promoting yourself because you're trying to get drafted. But now you're talking about NFL contracts and staying somewhere you want to be, uproot your family and all that stuff. Dude, it's got to be about yourself a little bit sometimes, and just doing your job and let everything else. Let the chips fall. That's all I got to say. It's nothing negative. It's probably something he's already been told 100 times already, but it's the truth. You guys got to play selfish, much like everybody else. Just do your job, man. That's whatever. Everything else will work itself out. Let's get down here to the chat line and make sure you guys are always checking your phones. I have another poll coming for you. Make sure to check your smartphones. You should see those pop up. Johnny Dean, welcome. The Bucs offense moved the ball better. We just need the defense to slow down another offensive town. Yep. Got to slow them down in the secondary. Can't be first against the run and then last against the pass. There's no medium there. Ari, can't believe Bowles said there won't be any changes in the secondary. Guess he's cool with VH Toast getting burned all game long. Well, in his defense, that's Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is doing that to everybody. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, though. Michael Munoz, welcome to the show. Hola, mijo. And make sure to check him out, too. Tires to Go. If you want to get some fancy rims and all that stuff, you got to see my car. With the little fancy rims on there. Got that from Tires to Go. Got a nice big shop out there in Pinellas Park. Check him out. Mention my name, and he will look out for you. That is my brother from another mother, all the way down in Puerto Rico town. Mike Munoz. Everybody, Mike Munoz. Johnny Dean, I will be calling, so I can't call in now. Blake Anthony, no, I don't have it up now, Johnny. I got to work out the kinks. I want to make everything right before I get in here. I'm a perfectionist. I am my worst critic. Even though you guys tell me I have good stuff on here, I will find something wrong, just like this ink spot on my shoulder here. I didn't see that till after I started getting broadcasting. I was just so paying attention, trying to get everything up here and make sure I have all the stuff for you guys to check out the show. But I'm sitting here with an ink block on my shirt, looking totally unprofessional. Don't hurt me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm sorry. It's a fluorescent shirt. You know, it's big guys like black shirts to make us look slimmer. This fluorescent shirt makes me look fatter. Or even, or am I true? Or is it really aspect ratio? Am I really fat and the shirt's just showing what I really am? Vernon Jr. needs to take 2 weeks off in pick'ems, and so I can take over. Shane Watley, Vietnam, in the house. Deshaun Tidsdale, what? No change in the secondary. I wanted to see Dean. I'm sure you'll see Dean at some point in time. Dean got to stay healthy. Dean's been hurt a lot in his college career, so it's technically like his rookie season. Johnny Dean, as bad as BH3 is, he is the only one on the team who can recognize the offense they're facing in the moment to moment. That is true. He's not a dummy. I think I wrote an article on this. There's something else I want to cover too that is unrelated to this. I should have said earlier, but I'm going to get to it later after this. Vernon Hargreaves, I believe, needs to play an older version of the Rondé Barber, or even a younger version of the Rondé Barber role. And what I mean Rondé Barber role, I'm not comparing him to Rondé Barber. I think the reason he gives up so much underneath is because he is quicker than fast. If you know what that means, I was more quicker laterally and 10, 15-yard boost than I was a 40-yard stream, which I was extremely, NFL average of 4.5 40 in the league. But I was more quicker than fast. And I think that's what he is. That's why he gives up so much cushion when he plays a faster receiver and he gives up underneath plays. I think he needs to play more of the, maybe in that nickel spot underneath coverage where he can jump those routes and not have to worry about giving up something behind his head, and he can be aggressive. That is my opinion when I watch his tape. And I think when he plays a receiver, he knows he can run step for step with. He will be more aggressive in a game. But like a game like the Panthers game where when you're playing Samuels and receivers that they can blow by you, I don't think he plays as aggressive and just tries not to give up plays. Bend but don't break. But, on bigger downs, he won't take those risks because he's scared to give up something over top where you can get off the field on defense. That's my opinion of what I've seen of Vernon Hargreaves. I just think we need to move him around a little bit, especially on, bigger downs or stuff like that, and put somebody else in there, maybe Sean Murphy Bunting or even Dean or whoever, MJ Stewart, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Stewart's the same kind of way, too. Great underneath lateral quickness and size. It's 200 pounds, man. We got some corners that are big, man. Almost 200 pounds. These guys can lay the lumber and be very physical. I mean, we have been aggressive. I'm not going to say we haven't, but I think there's ways. They just got to find your niche. When you play defense, what made me so good in coverage, myself particularly, I was good at guessing routes, knowing what formation is, what you can and cannot do to me. That's why I always say to Peter Blake all the time, you got to know what an offense can and can't do to you in a situation, where you're lined up, and once the play comes, when people run certain route combinations, somebody else has to come somewhere else in the field. Everybody can't be in one spot. That's what made Troy Polamalu so good. He was really good at guessing. Let's get back to the chat line here. We're going to hear from Derrick Henry. Oh, let me get to that point I was trying to make. The Bucs offensive line versus the Titans defense offensive line. The Bucs offensive line against the run, they are ranked 12th. 12th in the run and blocking. That's good. That's a huge upgrade from last season. But in the pass protection, we are 27th ranked and have given up 25 sacks. Now let's go to the Titans. Titans are a run predominantly offense. They are 22nd in run blocking and 32nd in pass protection. They are below us. They are last in the league in pass protection. We've given up 31 sacks. So we went, sackless. Well, I ain't gonna say sackless, but we went short on sacks the past couple of weeks. This is the game to get off. Tyler Lewan and Conklin haven't really been protecting too well, and Roger Saffold and those guys. We got opportunity here. We got an opportunity. They are last behind us, 4 spots. 4 spots at 32nd, or 5 spots, whatever. Not doing math right now. With giving up 31 sacks versus our 25, and we have a 9%. Yeah, we have a 9% sack percentage and 13%, and they have a 13% sack percentage on passing downs. That's crazy. We have even 9%, and they have 13% sack percentage. So that's like I said, offensive line's been an issue. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But theirs are worse. So when we complain, there can always somebody worse. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Bucnblake Sports Live on BucsReport.com. Every Monday and Friday, you guys can call in. Monday, I'll have it up and running. I promise. When I say something, I deliver. Just like this Madden point prediction. That's why you see it on the screen for my prediction, but I don't have it up yet until we do the Madden 20. And see how close mine was to that. It is crazy. So, yeah. Let me get down here to the chat line. Welcome, Mr. Didi. Bowles and Arians advertise moving players around, changing scheme to beat opponent offense. Not saying that yet. Well, they haven't played, and they're not going to show their hand right away. Jelly Ding, by year 3 or 4, Dean will be one of the league's best shutdown corners. Bet on that. It takes time. What did Al Keck say? It took 3 years for Ronde Barber to come around. Ronde Barber wasn't top pick. So I know everybody wants success right away, but success doesn't happen always right away. Sometimes opportunity comes. Deshaun Tidsdale, tell me what you feel about playing press coverage but not touching the receiver at the line free release. What do I feel? I'm an old school type of guy where you can put your hands on people, but unfortunately, sometimes corners can't get past big physical corners, and they changed that rule, i.e. the Panthers versus the Eagles game, Greg Lewis and them at wide receivers getting beat up by the Panthers corners. That's why they changed that 5-yard rule. And now in the league where they saw these penalties, it's hard to be physical, man. It's hard. The receiver can fall down and you'll get called for holding. Do I believe you should put your hands on receivers? Absolutely. They put their hands on you when they put you off, but that's not called as much unless your name is Mike Evans. You just got to be careful. Carlton Davis is one of the highest penalized corners in the league because he's physical. He's 200 pounds at 6'1", so he's physical. I believe in putting my hands on the receivers. Absolutely. But you can't play press all game. Especially, with Hargraves, like I said, he doesn't have top-end speed. He's got lateral quickness. He doesn't have top-end speed. But you can't play press coverage all game long. You have to miss coverages. That's just not what you can run all game long. You're going to get beat. You have to have quarterbacks guessing what coverage you're in. That's the whole point of you can't run something all game long. And I know I hear people say that, why they're man off. There's man trail, there's inside leverage, there's outside leverage, there's all different coverages. So everything doesn't look like the guy just got beat. Sometimes it is getting beat, but a lot of times it's not. It's the coverage they're playing. And just because the guy's near the receiver doesn't mean that he was actually covering him in man coverage. He could have been in zone and was trying to make a play on the ball, and it looks like he was covering him. But I don't know that. I don't know what's call was made by the defense or whatever coverage they came out. But everything is not man coverage. You can tell usually when it's man coverage, when there's no safety over top and the guy's running behind him for his life in the trail position that I always call it. But I believe in pressing people and not giving free release and messing up time. But not all the time. You got to mix it up. Am I responding to these comments? Absolutely. If you've been watching, yeah, I've been responding to all of them. That's the matter of fact, the rant I just went on, I was responding to Deshaun Tidsdale. Johnny, before the Panthers game, the secondary was 11th in the league in passes defended and 6 turnovers. Yeah. I mean, it's an opportunistic game. They're going to make adjustment to us. Shaq Barrett hasn't done anything in 2 games. I think he's going to get back in this game. I think a lot of people are going to get back in this game and come ready after being rested after this bye week. The D-line was 21st in pressure do the math. Yep. D-Day, I feel that because of the safeties and Young, they don't know when to pick up receivers and release. That could be it as well. I think Bowles said it best. I don't know if you saw that earlier when I had Bowles on there. It's communication. I don't know what's going on. I mean, we know people are wide open. It's obviously some type of miscommunication somewhere. I doubt you calling a defense to leave somebody wide gaping open. And it's also our player. Devin White said it best. I said that these dudes got to stop staring at the quarterback and look at these receivers while the receiver's running right by them. Got to be aggressive, man. Find the receiver and the quarterback won't throw the ball and they'll sack him or you'll get a pick. Don't be staring at the quarterback when you're back in zone coverage or in man coverage. Get on your guy. Just do your job. Just do your damn job. Concentrate, focus, and not fall for the trap. And make plays on the ball. Johnny Dean, press is fine when you have experienced safeties to keep Cobb covered. Absolutely. Or you're in zero coverage with no safety and you're on the island alone. But the great Ike Taylor was the one that created the zero coverage. Let's hear what Derrick Henry has to say on him facing our number one rush defense in the league. Let's see what Big Henry says.
It all starts out there in the practice field, so got to execute throughout the week just so we go in the game ready and prepared.
Been effective near the goal line too. I mean, not just Sunday, but maybe in recent weeks running the football. What's the mentality like when you get, let's say, within the 5 and you know run plays are called?
Get it in, plain and simple. Get it in the end zone.
And when you have success, does that help in that regard? You think?
Like help with.
As far as a confidence level or let's get this.
I'm always have confidence in the goal line. It's all about mind over matter, getting it in there. So it's my mentality.
Last week's win seemed to kind of pump some oxygen into this team. What do you guys got to do to build on that on Sunday and stack another good performance on top of the one you had?
Starts out there, practicing well, putting some good days together. Got another tough opponent at home, and just go out there and play our game. Just build ultimate momentum from last game. Go out there and execute.
What has led to you just not trying to bounce things outside as much, just basically just taking the lane that's there for you?
Yeah, really just taking what the defense give me, and just getting downhill. I know it's gonna be, like I said, those 45-yard runs turn into more as the game goes on. But it's gonna be dirty runs, and just gotta go out there and just do my job, press, read, just to get downhill. That's all I've been focusing on. Not really bouncing, not trying to do too much. Just go out there and take what the game gives me.
And we're actually seeing Coach Art put plays together, like scheme plays to get you downhill. Why is it that you're such an effective downhill runner?
I feel like because when I get my pass forward and I make contact that, I can run, through contact and get positive gains, fall forward. Some runs that may look like, 1 or 2 yards or 3 yards, turn into 4, 5, or 6. So it's about me just being physical, getting downhill, making my reads, and finishing the run.
What have they done to be so effective in run defense? Are they a good tackling team? Are they physical?
Disruptive, good scheme, guys, who play hard, high effort, finish on plays. Hats off to them because they've been doing that all year and they've been very well at it.
What have you thought of the way Michael Pruitt is kind of just taking that fullback role? What's it kind of just been like running behind him?
I feel good. I feel safe. I love when Pruitt's in front of me, 8'5", so he does a great job. And when he's out there, I have faith in him that he'll do his job and get a block so I can, make a run or, any run be efficient.
Derrick, since you've been up in Tennessee, how much have you grown to enjoy the Alabama-Tennessee game every year? The result being the way it's been.
I enjoy it because we won 13 straight. So, it's a good rivalry. I went to Alabama, played against Tennessee. It's a great rivalry, and the cigars make it better.
So you still do that?
Do I still do it?
One, after the game.
I didn't do it this year, but if I'm around one when the game's going on, I definitely light one up.
There it is, Big Henry, ready to play, ready to face off against us and see O.J. Howard. Oh, Bama folk. We're gonna break. We're not gonna break here. We're gonna move on to the Titans offense. We've been rambling on for a while, and I haven't got to the coup de grace. So let's get down here to the Titans offense. Again, if you're just tuning in, Bucnblake Sports Live on BucsReport.com every Monday and Friday. From Monday postgame, Friday pregame. Let's check out that Titan offense. This here, I believe they push up field with the slot and come underneath here. Yep, creating a space. And I think their Titans offense is at their best when they're pushing downfield on a high-tempo pace offense. And usually they'll start their drives with getting Henry out into space and moving the ball downfield with crossing routes and I always call them rub routes and clear outs and stuff like that. Running the square in and then running a seam in the slot. This is one drive here, before the end of under the half. I think their offense is at best right here. They're in the 12 package here. Big Henry comes in, pretending he's going to come down the middle and try to bounce outside, find some type of leverage and get around. Again, same play. Comes here. See how that squeezes that block on the end, and Henry's trying to get that one-on-one with that guy and break that tackle and bust out. Guess what? You got to play discipline and sound on defense. Delaney Walker, great blocker, very physical tight end. They send. You see Tannehill will squeeze those balls in that situation if he gets comfortable. And the Chargers have a respectable pass rush. They have Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram, and that's a contested ball. That's a great throw by Tannehill. He will throw them. That's why I said earlier, they can't stare down these receivers. You got to play aggressive. If you see a receiver and he's in your zone, cover him. You might get a pick. He might hold the ball and you might get a sack. Tannehill can scramble. And here it is. I told you they like to get Henry out in space. And when he gets going, he gets going. He stumbles and brumbles. Big Derrick Henry. You want to stop him before he gets going. For the love of God, please stop him before he gets rolling. Please. And this is the same drive. As I told you. I think they're better at when they're running a quick offense like that. I think they're more comfortable, and then here it is, Henry finding a gap, getting going. It's hard to bring him down, racking off another 9 to 10 yards. Here it goes again, halfback weak. And they're squeezing through that little gap. Didn't know a guy that big could squeeze through a little gap, did you? It will happen. There, time running. They're already in scoring, almost in the red zone. Again, trap. Derrick Henry breaks the first tackle. Another 6 to 7 yards. Pulling up his pants every time. Henry, boy, you are not out in the neighborhood. Pull them pants up. Get a tighter belt. Again, time ticking. Not calling timeouts. They're steady running. They got at their pace. Got man up at the top of the screen. They got to bring a guy down in the box. What do? It goes to the comeback at the bottom of the screen. Time still ticking. No reason to panic. They're on your time. And you see what happens when Tannehill gets comfortable. And this is a 32nd ranked pass protecting offense, and he's comfortable. So don't think that can't happen to us. 37 seconds, time ticking. They're not calling timeouts. They're confident. They've got everything going. I expect this to be a pass. Dion Lewis is in the game. Right down the center. Touchdown. And a penalty. All those passes, most of those were contested passes. Let's see. Check this throw out again. Check this throw out. Max protect. Right in there. DB's got to cover their guy. I know it was quick. I just wanted you guys to see it was a good drive. By Tannehill coming before the 2 minute of the game. That's what you're going to see when they play against us and they get in that situation. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go up tempo. So Bowles got to know, they got to watch this tape and know that they're going to try to push the ball like that and force us to make mistakes. Didn't really go vertical too much. He took everything underneath. And I hope Hargraves is seeing that, and they're going to try to push and make him give up underneath coverage and make the catch underneath and to push the ball. That's part of the game plan. I will suspect that they will try vertical stuff, but Tannehill just tended to look for the easy throws to not hold on to the ball too long. As you can see, he wasn't really looking to scramble. He was trying to use his arm. Let's go into the Titans defense here. Here we are. Just a 4-man rush. Everybody in coverage. Rookie Jeffrey Simmons out of Ole Miss gets his first sack of the season. Congrats there, big man. When he had the knee injury, I wanted the Bucs to get him. But you see he got that big brace on his left leg, but the guy is a monster. Out there pass rushing and gets him a sack sandwich with extra cheese. Second down. 2nd and 13. And you see he got him on the edge. So Damar Dotson should have a pretty feasible game. He's going to try to bull rush him. They use it to the Titans defense and run ISO right back to that side. It's stuffed. Also, just a food for thought. Harold Landry III is from my hometown, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Played against his school in high school. Food for thought. Welcome to the show, Colt. You are here at Bucnblake Sports live on BucsReport.com. And you see, Phillip Rivers throws it in quadruple coverage. You see what they're doing on 3rd and long. That's called a big dime. Still rushing 4, giving a different look. Guys coming at full speed. I have no clue who he's throwing that to. Was it him or was it 16 coming across? I haven't the slightest idea. Again, they will rush that big and sit everybody else, that big dime on 3rd and longs and run that underneath. Run coverage back there and just get rushed. They can get pressure with their front four with Cameron Jordan, Harold Landry, Jarrell Casey. He seems a little banged up, so we might be able to take advantage of that. And then the young man, Jeffrey Simmons, out of Ole Miss, the rookie. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's BucnBlakeSports.com, live on BucsReport.com. Join the 63,000 on Bucs Report. Join my website, very fan-friendly site. I am still trying to build a chat forum on there so everybody can talk smack and all that stuff like that. And I try to, in the following weeks, I'm going to try to get some other teams, big fans on here and talk schemes and techniques with the opposing teams, fan clubs and stuff like that in their area. Try to mix it up a little bit here, keep a little flavor. And check the chat group and see what you guys got going on in here before I get to my Madden 20 game predictions and my game predictions. Where are we at? Oh, you guys were going at it. Okay. No, you good, D. You was just asking. You're good. The D-line was 25. Okay, I feel bad. The young. Okay, Johnny Dean, press is fine. All right, they staring down the QBs. I feel we need more slant routes and staying with the run is needed. Well, because neither running back has had a 100-yard game. What do you think? Always run. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. How do you pronounce that? I'm going to get it right because I know you be here all the time. Die. Running the game is always important. Running the ball. I said running the game. Ronald Jones look like he gets loose, man. He looks like he's back to his old self, so I would like to see him. You can't get down. I want to go up early in the game, get the ball, go down, score, get up early, put some pressure on the Titans, run the ball, let Ronald Jones get loose in the open field and let him shake the shoes out of people, and let him be like his old self. Let him get loose out there. I'm all for the running game, but you can't get down and expect to run. I mean, if you do that, then you got to pass and then get the ball out in space. It's a different version of the run. Colt, what's up? Johnny Dean. He's responding to Johnny. Each and every game is new to the rookies out there. They haven't gotten experience yet to know what they're seeing yet without thinking and just reacting to it. That is why an experienced corner saver would be crucial if we could get one. We don't have the money, unfortunately, but yes, that helps at all. Missing Justin Evans hurts. Having Andrew Adams back helps a little bit. He's familiar with the squad, but a different coaching regime. Yeah, and pretty much everybody else is young. I would love to see Hudson just get him up in game experience. Absolutely. I agree, Johnny. Darlene Fields Morgan, welcome to the show. Deshaun Tidsdale, I will say, hoping Devin White shines this game. I know that each game he's focused on blocking him as they should. He needs to focus on himself too, making the right reads and not staring at the backfield like when he gave it that touchdown pass and got executed by the X Factor, Christian McCaffrey, for a touchdown in the Panthers game in London. Tisdale would like to see better rotation with the D-line. They do. We just don't have a whole lot of depth, but I agree. Ray Kennedy, what's happening, Ray? Will JPP see the field this weekend? Probably not. Take your time. Take your time, young man. Yeah, I don't think he plays this week. If he does, I'll be happy. If he doesn't, I'm not surprised. I think next week will be the game, or the home game against Arizona. Johnny D, and I think Blake Anthony Ray Canning should do a show for ASMR with those voices. Oh yeah, you know me, mixing it up. Oh yeah, brother. It's more Keith Larson. He's the one that has the multi voices. Ray has his Yoda. Where we at, Di? It looks like when the defense is moving around, that when it's hard for our QB and the center to call out the blitzers. Well, you have to call who the mic is and then call out your blocking scheme if you see a blitz coming. They practice that watching game tape just like we watched. And you look to make certain calls, who your zero receiver is, your hot routes. When I say zero, who's your hot receiver in situations and stuff like that. So I'm sure that's stuff that they talked about in pregame talk and game planning. That it's day to day, like on it's day to day. Oh, day like on Friday. Okay, I got you. Thank you, day like on Friday. Day. That crazy girl out there again. Day. He said, "What y'all doing in there, hugging and stuff? Old girl, crazy girl out there keying my car up, and y'all just sitting here hugging." So let's get to the Madden 20 prediction. We have been here an hour, and I appreciate you guys, and I sent all those polls. I seen you guys voting and all that. But let's get to the Madden prediction before you see my prediction. Here we go. Check it out. Punts are punting. Special teams, block punt. Oh, no. Bucs go down early, 6-0 on a block punt for a touchdown. Jameis Winston comes back, throws it out to the flats, picked off by Kevin Byard, their star safety. Runs it back for a pick six. Jameis Winston threw it in the flat route for a pick six. Bucs are down early. Winston is blitzed, throws a nice pass out to Cameron Brake. Cameron Brake gets tackled and fumbles. Titans run it back for another touchdown. Kevin Byard. Bucs keep fighting back, though. Winston's a fighter. Throws it out to the flash of O.J. Howard. Touchdown. Bucs also pick up the 2-point conversion with O.J. Howard. Peyton Barber on the right-hand side for a touchdown. Bucs are driving back. Again, another handoff. Peyton Barber powers his way for a touchdown. 2 rushing TDs, and the Bucs come away with the victory 28-20. Jameis Winston riles back to come away with the victory against the Tennessee Titans. Comes away with the victory after going down early in the game with 2 on an interception for a touchdown and a fumble recovery for a touchdown by Kevin Byard, their star safety. Jameis Winston, the fighter he is, comes back and rallies with 14 points in the fourth quarter to come away with a 28-20 victory. Oh, fire the cannons! And the Bucs get back on the win streak and get it 3-4 at the end of the season. I'm crazy, ain't I? But let's see what my prediction was, shall we? Can y'all guess it? Can y'all guess what my prediction was? 28-17. Damn near close, wasn't it? Bucs win in Madden 20 prediction, 28-20. My prediction was 28-17. Who'd have thought? Yeah, that was kind of crazy, right? Real close. Looking at these last comment, Rojo for 150 yards this week. Hey, I'd be mad. That means it takes the load off Winston. Looks like a Bucs live game. Oh, you talking about the start of the game? It did, didn't it? Block punt for a touchdown. Special team touchdown, and then two touchdowns given up on defense. Off their Titans offense didn't really do too much. DeJohn Tinsdale, what's the PS4 group? I do. I have a Bucs report. Madden League. I have a Bucnblake Sports League on Madden. Well, I think I'm going to redo that one. But the Bucs Report League has 32 players. The league is full. We're currently going into the off season now. So we were drafting Tuesday, 11 a.m. I believe it's Tuesday, 11 a.m. We are doing our year 2 draft in my Madden League on Bucs Report on PS4. You can friend request me on PlayStation at Carolina Kid 22. That is my gamer tag on PlayStation. You can send me an invite. Just make sure to send a message and let me know who you are, or I won't know. And you can get in if you got PS4. I told you, you guys asked for Madden, I brought it to you, and the prediction was fun. It was fun watching that game. Let me finish these last comments, and we're going to get out of here. We're over an hour. I got stuff to do. I got to go to Orlando. Buccaneer defense scores. No, we don't score on defense. It was all offense. Oh, you talking about this week? Yeah, hopefully Tannehill he'll throw a pick. That's why they say these corners got to cover these receivers, Ray, and get under those routes and not stare and get that tunnel vision and stare at the quarterback. Cover the receivers. And that's all I got for today, guys. I appreciate you guys spending an hour with me talking Bucs here on Bucnblakesports.com, on BucsReport.com. Check out the 63,000 on Facebook. And join us on social media. Any of those, I will answer you. Send me stuff. And we will get to that. We will get to you and all of that, and I will answer. We won't leave you hanging. At least I won't. That is my guarantee. Unless something crazy happens. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you, guys. God bless, and fire those cannons. Oh, and you guys like that new intro, don't you? Check me out.
There is a storm on the horizon. They say it follows a ship rigged with black sails. They'll destroy anyone who stands in between them and their hunt for gold. Have mercy on your soul if you ever run into these buccaneers. Run them down to David Jones' locker.
Yeah, this the home of the Bucs. Home of the Bucs. Fall them cannons. Watch how my city turn up. We gotta do something. There's levels to this. We gotta love it with us. They tell me we finally got it. I feel like we did it